They literally open the doors of their house.
Lake Titicaca. It's high, it's cold, it's split between two countries. And according to the internet, there are entire communities floating on it, on islands made of reeds. We didn't know if that was true. We weren't even sure how to get there. But a friend told us about a bus, an overnight hop-on, hop-off bus that could eventually drop us off on the shores of that lake. We'd already made it this far, so of course we said yes.
And now it's 9 p.m. in Cusco, it's go time, and if it goes wrong, at least we have a story.
It's a little sketchy looking, no?
A little. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches. Claro. So this is, I know it's going to be a rough night, but we're excited to go to a new country for us.
We found out about this company called Bolivia Hop, which I think is the same thing as Peru Hop.
It is. Yeah. Whenever it crosses the border, then it's magically called different.
Oh,
Bolivia
really?
Hop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And guess what? It is a hop-on, hop-off bus from Cusco to La Paz.
So basically, you can stay in one of the stops for a day, and then just take another bus. That's right.
Yeah, it's really flexible. So, first stop is going to be Puno, but before then, we got to get our sleep from like 9:30 p.m. till 5 a.m.
But there's a loud group in front of us that I think is the kind of the party group that is going to be yelling and making jokes and screaming.
Till the late hours, so we shall see how this goes.
Copacabana
Sí, gracias.
también, por favor. Muchas gracias. Because we are going to cross the border, they let us go to the bus first.
Yeah, the people who have longer itineraries get to go first.
Priority pass.
We strategically picked the bottom deck of the bus while all the students went on top, so it was a totally quiet ride, and these seats were surprisingly luxurious and came with a blanket. One melatonin later, we'd arrived to Puno.
You know what? I didn't sleep too bad. Found a nice position. Seats went back. And it's 5:30 a.m. and time for breakfast, which is, you can add that on with the tour. There's a tour we're going to be doing in Puno, which is also through the company, so we don't have to worry about missing the bus later. It's all coordinated. The tour is like $15 USD each, and the breakfast is like $5 each, so not too bad. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Perfecto. All right, for breakfast today we have a humble array of eggs, bread, jam.
Juice, I think it's pineapple and orange juice.
Okay, and then Nescafe.
I mean,
Good old
it's
Nescafe.
not the best breakfast in the world, but with $5 at 5 in the morning, I don't think there's another restaurant open. And we're not gonna have the opportunity to have food till 1:30 that we're gonna arrive to Copacabana.
You can't beat it. You can't beat the price. You can't beat the hours. So we're just gonna dig in.
We finished up, wiped the crumbs off our laps, and walked back into Puno, which was just starting to wake up. It was time to catch the next bus to the dock, and whatever was waiting for us out on that water, that was next.
It's 4 degrees Celsius. It's cold.
Very, very cold.
So why did we come to Puno anyway? Well, there's something unusual here. A collection of floating islands where the Uros people live. But they didn't always live here.
Originally they lived on the mainland, until the Incas arrived, who were a much more powerful empire. The Uros didn't stand a chance. So instead of fighting, they fled onto the water, and as a Pisces, I relate to that. Families loaded their belongings onto reed boats and set off into the lake.
At first, life was basic. People fished, cooked, and slept on boats, where they faced intense wind and weather. But slowly, survival turned into something more permanent.
They began cutting dense blocks of root that were naturally buoyant and tied them together to form artificial islands. On top, they layered reeds, and on top of that, homes, kitchens, and entire villages. Everything here is made of totora reed. It's what they used to build the ground, the walls, the roofs, the boats, all of it. As you can imagine, they can't just float forever though. It slowly rots from the bottom and could sink if they aren't constantly maintained.
Today, dozens of families still live this way, and we're here to meet them.
I can't believe we're on a floating island. It's the trippiest thing to walk on these islands. Like, you feel like you're walking on a bunch of hay. And it takes them about 1.5 years to make these islands, and they have to keep adding more reeds about every 2 weeks and replace the roofs and the stuff in their house about twice a year. This island relies so much on tourism to keep running because they don't get support from the local or national government. This is so cool. We're gonna get to go into one of their houses now.
Yo me llamo Ana, mi esposo Mario se ha ido a pescar. Mi esposo de pesca. Mis hijos durmiendo en la otra casa. Todavía están en primaria. Hay 3 escuelas primarias en la comunidad de Uros.
¿Hay un médico en las islas?
No hay. Solo nosotros nos curamos con medicinas, mates, hierbas. Cuando es grave, ya tenemos que ir a Puno. Aquí mucho frío, como ven, pero esto para nosotros todavía no es nada. Vamos a llegar a bajo 0 grados.
What we realize is life out here isn't easy. When your home is made of reeds, literal bundles of dried grass, one spark, one careless flame, and the whole thing goes up. Or what about the pandemic, when tourism vanished overnight? These people have had to be resourceful and resilient time and time again just to keep their traditions alive.
Muchas gracias, te lo agradezco con el corazón.
This is such an amazing experience because they literally open the doors of their house and they let you in and they talk freely about every single question that you have. It's amazing, so beautiful and so good people.
So far I'm not as exhausted as I thought I would be, and everything is running smoothly.
That's right, but we have to go ahead to the border, so we still have 5.5 hours driving over there. Well, just enjoy. He's gonna drive like the driver.
Relax,
That's right. So we're gonna see how it's in the border because Juliana brought some documents that she needs for her visa.
I'm nervous. There's a lot of documents to gather. They got a lot of requirements for US citizens, and Martín gets to have just a passport.
Yep, because I'm Mexican. I don't need anything.
Traversing a country by bus might not be glamorous, but it does show you things a plane never will.
It's slower and less efficient. But in a weird way, it makes the country feel more real. Let us know in the comments, have you ever traveled a country this way?
Before we know it, the Peru-Bolivia border appears. First stop is a faded blue government building where we will officially be exiting Peru.
Easy part is done.
Yeah.
We just got a stamp on our passport, and right now we need to walk towards the Bolivian side.
I've heard about people being turned away for all sorts of random reasons for US citizens. Vamos a ver.
Vamos a ver.
The Bolivian Immigration Office isn't much to look at. Just a tiny building with 2 officers and no cameras allowed. Everything was going fine until they look at Juliana's printed itinerary. Turns out my name was on the hotel reservation and hers wasn't. So obviously that wasn't going to work.
This is one of those moments where having an eSIM becomes a lot more than just a convenience. So it couldn't be more perfect that Olafly is sponsoring this video. There was no Wi-Fi in the building, but because we'd already set up our eSIM, we were still online and didn't need to find a taxi to take us somewhere with Wi-Fi. We got into our booking.com account, changed the reservation, and even WhatsApped the new PDF to the print shop next door, which seems to exist entirely for travelers in our exact situation. Plus, we learned that Olafly's regional plan in Latin America even works right on the border of 2 countries without needing to change eSIMs or reconfigure our settings. We've used Olafly for years now to contact hotels after flight delays, message tour guides when we're lost, and get us out of sketchy neighborhoods, and it's saved us more times than we can count.
Now, we've tried a couple of other eSIM companies, and honestly, we always run out of data so fast and end up paying so much. That's why we like Olafly, because it's unlimited data at an affordable price for just a couple bucks a day.
Olafly makes these videos possible by supporting us, and they're giving our viewers 5% off any eSIM with the code TOURISTOLOCAL.
Okay, we ate, we slept a little, we definitely hopped, and we're gonna keep hopping. And we're gonna repeat. Booyah. Well, it certainly wasn't easy, but we can finally say we made it to Copacabana.
It was a little stressful to be fair.
For me, not for you.
Well, for me, I just needed to keep calm and just try not to freak out.
You guys, in situations like that where things are just hectic and chaotic, the best thing you can do is stay calm. I saw this one girl, she was truly having a panic attack, shaking like crazy. I tried to help her out as much as I could, but you just gotta focus on your breathing, do what the officers say, and it'll work out, don't worry.
We could have kept going to La Paz, but we decided to stay one night over here to discover this town and also an excursion that we're gonna have tomorrow morning.
We're glad we gave Copacabana a chance, because this is not how we expected Bolivia to look at all. Sparkling blue water, boats bobbing gently like they're waiting for someone named Jacques to take them to brunch, I mean, we're starting to wonder if that border crossing took us through some portal to the Mediterranean. We decide to walk around town a bit in search of something to eat.
This is a small little town, but it's very charming. Especially, Juliana noticed, like the lake, it looks like a sea, but very calm. And did you guys know this is the highest in altitude navigable lake in the entire world? It's higher, the altitude over here is higher than any place that we've been in Peru.
Or our lives, actually.
Our lives. And maybe that's true.
When you've had a long day, nothing sounds better than pizza.
We need our carbs.
When I saw this place, I almost cried. Like,
I know. I was like, or you want pizza? Yes, yes, pizza, 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 pizza.
it's called Pit Stop. It's right on the main drag, and their menu's pretty extensive. They actually had some really good looking sandwiches too.
Empanadas.
Some empanadas. One huge tip for you guys, bring cash with you when you come here. It's pretty much a cash-only town.
Every single place we're going, because we also make reservations for dinner tonight, everything is cash. Also the hotel.
Our hotel, you guys, that is the reason we wanted to stay one night here. It's just for the hotel.
That's right. When we were planning this trip, we were wondering if we wanted to do an excursion over here. And then we saw this hotel and said like, no, we really want to stay over here. And then just, you know, relax after that long night. And then the next day, taking an excursion. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. But this hotel is very different. Every single room or every single cabana, it's completely different. And it has like a odd shape. And you have a little garden with hammocks. I mean, and this view, my God.
Oh my gosh, Martin, did you see this? There's a cat here. It says, please don't let me enter. I might lose my job. They also say here that you can rent books in a ton of different languages they have. You could rent a guitar or a charango, which I don't know what that is. And they even encourage you to pick the flowers out in the garden and put them in your room. That is so freaking cool. I don't know another place that does that. And I think we're probably gonna light a fire tonight.
Hola. Oh, wow.
That was something.
I was not expecting that on the way to dinner. Please don't order alpaca today.
Oh, no, after watching that, of course not.
I've been waiting all evening to say this to you. I think we need to stop booking super cool hotels for one night. I think there needs to be a rule.
That's right.
Because
at least two.
At least two. We keep doing these places because we try to fit so much in. I wish we could be at this hotel longer.
The same over here.
We'll make the most of what we can though.
Yeah, right now we're in a restaurant called La Cúpula. That is a hotel and also a restaurant, and it has one of the best views.
Yeah.
From here. It's already nighttime, and we're gonna have something light.
Yeah.
No meat in either of both.
Actually, yeah, I got lentils that look super good. You got potatoes with eggplant.
That's right.
And this place has a ton of options, so.
But if you're coming over here, be patient. I just have to say that.
A long time, which is why I said we need to book more than one night because I feel like the clock is ticking.
That's right. All right, this is gonna be dinner. Tomorrow we're gonna start very early.
We'll see you guys out on the lake.
7:30 in the morning. We woke up at 6 and we are craving coffee, but nothing has happened at this hour. The guy for the tour says we have to see each other at 8 o'clock, but we desperately need a coffee before that.
Martin had this great idea. He said, why don't we try to go to this hotel over here?
Yeah.
See if maybe they have
That's
any.
right, so we'll see. We will keep you updated.
Martin, this probably was your best idea that you've had to date. You officially earn a patch as a real traveler because that was so smart. Who has breakfast typically? Hotels. And this is Hotel Glorias. It's 45 Bolivianos, which is how much? Like $7?
$7,
Yeah.
kind of.
All you can eat. They have coffee extract, which means it's extra strong. So take that, all of you cafes that were closed. We just found a hack.
Look at this. The bread is so good, and we have the perfect sandwich to start our day. Ham, delicious cheese, and some egg. Good deal.
After breakfast, we head down to the dock to catch our tour, which we got for 50 Bolivianos per person from one of the tour agencies in town. The weather isn't looking great, but we've already committed too much into this to back down now.
So you still have to pay in order to enter to the island 10 Bolivianos, and if you're from Bolivia, only 5. We're not.
You have two options when you're here. You can explore on your own or do a tour. We were gonna do it on our own, but for 45 Bolivianos, I think it's actually worth it to do a tour in this case.
We met our guide and began hiking across Isla del Sol. This island is said to be the birthplace of the Inca sun god.
According to legend, the first Inca king, Manco Capac, emerged right here, sent by the sun to bring order to the world. No pressure, right? The island is dotted with ruins and sacred sites, but one of the most important is this, the Fountain of Youth.
What do you do with it? Oh my god. You're crazy.
Wake up!
The trail itself winds past terraced hillsides and grazing donkeys, but it's not exactly a casual stroll. The altitude here is extremely intense.
I don't know how everybody else is doing it.
The last ones will be the first ones.
Yes, finally.
The Bible says.
Guys, we had a hard time keeping up with the pack. We really did. But luckily, finally we're at the top where it's just flat. No one else look winded. I'm winded. I also quit the altitude medicine today. So,
But time to do that.
yeah, for real.
To lighten the mood, Martín decides the only appropriate thing to do was recreate the opening scene from Gladiator.
Sorry. Here we're having the famous tea of muña, which is very good for high altitude. It makes you feel better. So Juliana needs it.
I think we could have used it, maybe an hour ago.
Since we woke up instead of coffee.
At the end of our hike, we find the Temple of the Sun, which was dedicated to the very god the Incas believed were born here. After hours of climbing and gasping for breath, it's humbling to realize that people made pilgrimages here long before us without tour boats, trail guides, or coca tea.
All this was definitely out of our way, but it's an area we might never go back to. So despite the hours spent on the buses and stressful border crossing, we said it was worth it. Back in Copacabana, it's lunchtime.
That was an awesome day, and I was so surprised to learn that there's actually trout living in this lake, and they're an invasive species that was introduced here during the 80s as a part of an experiment. So I think Martín and I need to do our part and eat a couple, and I think we know just the place. This looks pretty good, mi amor.
Yeah, it looks authentic and local.
Yeah.
Tourist to local. ¿Hay truchas? Perfecto.
¿Cuál es tu estilo favorito de trucha?
A limón.
Okay, para mí uno al limón.
Okay, there's a ton of options. Trucha spicy a la diabla, chicharrón de trucha, trucha with tomato, trucha with mashed potato,
Oh,
spaghetti with trout, fried trout.
I think we found the place for the trucha.
I feel like in the movie Forrest Gump, whenever he's saying all the different types of shrimp, and like over here is trout.
Yeah. We ended up picking this place called, it's number 7. It's called Teresita. There's like a bunch of tents set up, and they had a ton of locals eating here and a ton of options of how to eat trucha. So we ordered a limon, which is the chef's favorite way, so I figured it must be good. Yum. Oh, it's really nice. Very, very good, refreshing, and if the locals are here, we know it's gonna be good. I am so glad we made the time to come here. What a place.
Me too. It was a whole adventure. I mean, we were tired at some point, but we discovered amazing places.
Yeah, and next week, actually right now, we gotta go catch a bus because we're headed to another stop in Bolivia. I'm sure you guys can already guess it. So in the meantime,
we're gonna leave this video over here so you can be following our adventures.
so long.
Travel well.
Make the world your neighborhood. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.